Okay, I was talking to someone the other day and on a consultation, and we were talking about he was dead set on Central America for residing there, and by the time we finished, he was dead set against going there. This is why it's important to really get first-hand information before you make an international move, because you'll find out that some of your dreams, once you get down there, are going to be totally spoiled because you can't do what you originally had in mind to set up to do. All right, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about and why it's important to know this before you make an international move, and put this really in the top of your brain. Also, if you get a chance, if you'll go to our website, if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, or how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, go to www.citizenshipquickly.com, and don't forget to hit that notification bell and the subscribe button on the right of your screen. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. Okay, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. This guy wanted to actually go to Panama, and after he talked to me, he found out that the field that he was interested in, he would have to be a citizen. And then he started asking me, well, how long is it going to take to get citizenship? Well, you can apply after 5 years, but I can tell you, you're not going to get it in 5 years. You'd be lucky to get it in 10 to 15 years, okay? Panama's statutory time period when you can apply to when you can get the citizenship, it's totally skewed. Everybody thinks you can live there for 5 years and apply, and you're definitely going to get the passport. It doesn't work that way, okay? In fact, you could apply 3, 4, or 5 times and still not get it, even after you've legally put in the time period, okay? Now, this is why I say if you want to go to a place and you're not a citizen there and you're just going to get residency, but you're still going to work, or let's say in the back of your mind, you're thinking you might work, okay? You better take some precautions before you do an international move. It's very expensive. And look at the things that you want to do. Can you do that business? Can you actually do that business in those countries, okay? And the reason I say this is, that's why I say it's important to get a fast-track citizenship program under your belt, because if you can't work it out in that other country that maybe you want to get a second residency in, you can go back to the country you got the second passport in, because you can definitely work there, because economic citizen is treated the same way as a normal citizen, except in you can't run for public office. That's the only difference right there. So what it does is it gives you an insurance policy that if you want to get citizenship, let's say in St. Kitts, but then you want to move to Panama and live there or whatever, you can do that, but you need to make sure that you can work in that field in Panama, and you don't have to be a citizen. You can be a permanent resident and work in that field, because Panama knocks out a lot of people out of a lot of fields: retail, real estate, insurance. I mean, there's a list of businesses, and they've conveniently taken the most lucrative business opportunities, and they knock people who are not citizens off that list, because you will not have citizenship for years and years and years. So these are some things that you're going to have to think about before you get that second passport, because it could be years and years and years before you get it. And if you don't get the second passport, or the third one for that matter, then you're going to be sitting in that country and getting nothing done. And if you want to retire, that's fine, but I'm saying if you want to work in a field, you might not be able to do it unless you've done your homework ahead of time. This is why it's important to learn, find out where you're going to be moving, and will that particular country allow your profession to work there as a non-citizen. This is a key factor you want to look at. And this is why it's good to get a second passport, maybe quick. And then if you want another option of getting a residency in a different country than that, then you can do that. But you need to really check this out before you do it, because you can waste a lot of time, okay? And I also tell people too, you need to go to if it's a country that does not speak your language, I would spend some time down there before you move internationally. I would definitely do that. I would spend at least 6 months going in and out using your passport, and really look over the whole countryside. decides this is a place I want to move to, instead of coming down for a week and then making that international move, or even 2 weeks for that matter. And I mean, that's what I would do. But these are some things that people just don't think about, and they make these moves, man, and it's a mess. And you also, if you're going to do this, if you're married, I'm going to tell you something. You're making a huge mistake if you're going to try to keep that marriage intact, and you're not taking your wife to these other countries, because I'm going to tell you, in most cases, what I'm running to, it's not the wife looking for the second passport, it's the guy, the male, and he's got this thing in his mind, but his wife might have other things in her mind, especially if you got a second wife with kids from another marriage that she's got, and she's going to be wanting to go back and forth to see those kids, or it could be your kids, but she wants to be closer to the kids than you do. These are some problems that you could end up having a costly divorce. You need to be doing this together. These are some things that we try to tell people ahead of time and work with a husband and wife on, because this is a two-person thing if you're married. If you don't think it is, I have guys that say, look, Tom, I can make decisions without consulting my wife. Next thing you know, this guy's divorced. I mean, this is the problem that you run into. You need to, if you're married, you need to be in force on this with your wife and your kids, and talk it over with them. This is real important. These are things that people just don't think a lot about until they've moved. And I see a lot of guys go through divorces because they don't plan and think these things out ahead of time. It's real important to do it. Anyway, folks, if you got a question or comment, put it below. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to that subscription button. You'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And if you got a pressing issue, you want to get a second passport quick, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. We show you how to legally get your income taxes to zero and how to get that second passport very quickly. And I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.